Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you work in the world of virtualization, you know it's all about central management. But what happens when that central point of control is gone? Or what if you just need to work on one single machine? Well, today we're going to break down the one tool you absolutely need in that situation, the VMware Host Client. It is your direct line of control right when you need it most. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to get to know the host client and really understand what it's for. Then we'll dig into its toolkit to see what you can actually do with it. After that, I'll show you just how easy it is to get in there and start using it. And finally, we're going to clear up a really common point of confusion, how the host client compares to the vSphere client. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, first things first, what exactly is the VMware host client? To really get it, let's put ourselves in a situation that you've probably faced before. I want you to picture this. Your main vCenter server just went offline. Or hey, maybe you're just in a lab setting up a brand new standalone server. How do you get in? How do you manage that one specific machine directly? What's your lifeline? Well, that lifeline is the VMware host client. The simplest way to think about it is as a mini website that lives right on the ESXi host itself. It's built with modern HTML5, which means it's fast, it's light, and best of all, you don't need any special software to use it, just a web browser. And look, if there's one thing you remember from this section, make it this. The host client is all about a direct, one-to-one connection. It's just you, your browser, and that single ESXi host. That is its entire mission. You know, one of the smartest things VMware did here was to make the interface look and feel a lot like the main vSphere client. So if you're already used to working in the bigger VMware world, jumping into this is going to feel super familiar. There's really no big learning curve. So what can you actually do with this thing? Now you might be thinking, okay, so this is just some bare bones emergency tool, right? Well, not exactly. It's actually a surprisingly powerful toolkit that you can use in a lot of different situations. You can really break down its functions into four main jobs. You've got full control over your virtual machines. You can set up all the networking and storage. You can keep a close eye on how the host is performing. And of course, it's your go-to for critical, hands-on troubleshooting. So yeah, we're talking about real, everyday admin work here. Need to quickly spin up a new virtual machine? You can do that. Need to create a new virtual switch or configure a data store? You can do all of that right here, directly on the host. But let's be honest, this is its superhero moment. When your central vCenter server is offline, for any reason, the host client becomes your absolute lifeline. It's that backdoor you need to get in and manage the host and the VMs on it when every other path is closed. Okay, this all sounds great, right? But how do you actually get in there and use it? Well, the good news is it couldn't be easier. And probably the best part about this whole thing, you don't have to install a single piece of software on your computer. Not a thing. Because it's a modern web interface, everything you need is already built right into the ESXi host itself. Getting in is literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. You just open your favorite web browser, you type in the IP address or the full name of your host, and then you log in with your host's root username and password. That's it. You're in. Okay, this brings us to a really important point, and honestly, it's something that trips a lot of people up when they're starting out. That's the host client versus the bigger vSphere client. When do you use which one? Well, it all comes down to scope. I love this analogy because it makes it so clear. Think of the host client as being in the cockpit of a single airplane. You've got all the controls you need for that one plane. The vSphere client, on the other hand, is like the air traffic control tower for the whole airport. It sees everything, managing the entire fleet, coordinating all the planes and all the resources from one central spot. So let's just put them side by side so there's absolutely no confusion. On one side, you have the host client. It makes a direct connection to a single ESXi host. On the other side, you've got the vSphere client. It doesn't talk to hosts directly. Nope, it talks to the big boss, the vCenter server, which then manages your entire infrastructure. And this table really nails the when to use what question. Just look at the scope, a single host versus the whole data center. The host client is your go-to for direct troubleshooting, for small lab setups, or for emergencies. The vSphere client, that's for the big leagues, centralized, large-scale management, and all those powerful features like vMotion and DRS that only work when you have that central vCenter brain. So let's bring it all home. The main thing to remember is this. The host client is your direct line. It's your focused, powerful, and absolutely essential tool for managing one host at a time, especially when you need it most. And I'll leave you with a question to think about. Now that you really get what this tool is for, what's a situation in your own environment where having this kind of direct, browser-based access to a single host would be an absolute lifesaver?